Hey everyone, it's your favorite Uncle One guy here coming at you live from Mikasa. As you can see here, we are talking about an announcement that was made by the official Gundam card game English version. Um, and if you are liking this content, please leave a like, subscribe to the channel, so that way you can keep up to date with all the Gundam content that I will be putting out and other discussions that we are going to be talking about. So let's talk about this one that has been made recently. So they stated, notice, based on the usage rate and effectiveness of all cards used during the World Championship 2025-2026 Grand Final, we are currently deciding whether adjustments should be made to the banned and restricted card list. Whether announcements are made or not, further details are planned to be announced on Friday, March 23rd. So, what does that mean? This, I feel, is a knee jerk reactionary ban or discussions of a ban due to how the World Championship final was literally two of the same deck, where the representation of said deck was five blue Barbados or blue purple Barbados, one Banshee, one Wing, and one Xeon. So let's look at the top four lists. I already have them pretty much plugged up here. But actually, let me exit out all three, all four of them, and we'll go with the top one first. So look at the top one. All right, it's a Weenie Rush. It's Weenie Rush! Hooray! Yeah, it's a bunch of two, one, one, two, and 1, 2 drops. Well, this one's a ping. Four of the Barbados. Four of the any form of the Hyakurin. Uh, Anxas. Alright, Barbados Adet, for Grandpas, 2 Rebake, 1 NT, 4 Armoro, 1 for Mika, 2 Fatal Strikes, 2 Show Resolves, Corsica base. Okay, 4 Corsicas. Alright, then let's look at the second place. More weenies. Just a different, different. Instead of the purple weenie, it's the blue weenie. Okay. For good old Barbados first form, for Hakarin, for three, and 4 Rizals, for Anxious, for Ades, so it's 8 ping, for Grandpa, for Armor Array, for Mika, for Corsica. No draw, because technically, I mean, you have draw in this with this guy. Okay, now let's look at third place. Third place, more weenies. More weenies. So it looks like all the from the top three. Well, okay. Before we make speculations, let's keep going. Right. For Barbados first form, for Hykrin, Anxas, Barbados Adapt, for Grandpas, 2 Rebakes, 2 NTs, 4 Armoros, 4 Mikas, 2 Short Resolves, 4 Corsica. Okay, so let's see. 4 Corsica, 4 Corsica, 4 Corsica. And then top 4. Let's look at the fourth place one. More weenies. 4 of him, 2 of him, but 4 of the Rizal. So it's always you're always gonna have 4 of the Rizal or a Rizal like card, right? 2 anxious, for Barbados Adapt, for Gundam, for 2 Rebake, 2 NT, 4 Armoro, 4 Mika, 2 short resolves, and oh look, 4 Corsica. Alright, not even considering side deck. Side deck is everyone's flavor, whatever they feel like is going to be in that tournament's meta. They You try to balance it for that. So top 4 literally was almost all the same deck. You know, a variation of Weenie Rush, a variation of Weenies, right? So you got your minis. 4 of the Barbados first form, 4 or like about like 8 or maybe even 6 4 ping, 4 drop pings, 4 of the Rizal or any form of Rizal or like 7 Rizal at best, 8 pilots, so it is 4 Armoro and then 4 Mikas, 2 card draw if you like from showers off. Second place didn't even believe in that, and then 4 Corsicas. So, given how like a Banlist should normally act, I mean, it would be crazy for them to hit the weenies, right? Because they're gonna keep printing out weenies. So like every, you can run a blue white weenie, you could run green white weenie. Shoot, like look at this, look at like Xeon aggro is green blue weenies. So, and it's just weenies are weenies, right? That's not something that you can tech in for, right? That's something that you're gonna need to either burn or a form of control. That's why blockers are there, right? Blockers are meant to stop the weenie rush, right? That's why you have early game blockers. What they can do is they can probably either print new or like short 2-1 blockers, right? That are 2-2s that we can change, or at least a 2-3 or a 1-3 blocker, something like that for like the early game, right? Maybe, but blockers themselves are their own toxicity, right? So that's a separate video unto itself, right? So you got your weenies, right? The next thing they can probably try to hit is probably Barbados First Form, because Barbados First Form is definitely the main key, I feel, in all these decks, because it offers the one thing that all these decks would suffer without it. Even though second place kind of, well, no, because second place still had Barbados First Form. If it was by himself, it wouldn't have it, right? So that's why if we were to look at the Xeon, look, they got the 2 show results, but without show results, there's really no draw, right? So I believe it's going to be Barbados First Form that's going to get hit, if you want my personal opinion, because that card, though it takes, back in the day it wasn't as good because you needed the Mika to get yeah, you needed the Mika to ping it and then it to activate, right? But now you have Adept, you have Rebake, and then you have Mika. So you have 3 forms, 3 ways to ping it, right? So Barbados First Form is going to get hit. Grandpa is going to get hit. If you want my personal opinion, Grandpa's gonna get hit. Grandpa's gonna get hit because on pair that +1 ability is gonna be so. It factors in, it's early breaking of bases and everything like that. Pilots, I think Armoro is gonna get hit because obviously if you're gonna hit Grandpa, you're gonna hit Armoro. And Armoro is just good by himself, right? All in all, because you don't even need to be linked to rest. You just can slap this onto any of the weenies that you had, right? Any weenies that you had, you can just slap the armor on, and then that switches the pendulum when you're smacking in to be even greater, right? And then I honestly think Corsica's gonna get hit. I think Corsica's gonna get hit because Corsica, the fact that the base gives you a body, right, a 4/2 body at turn 3, right, kind of similar to uh the Hakurin, right? But then afterwards, if you drop another one, it gives you 2/1/1 bodies. Yeah, don't get me wrong, all out attack. There are things that can kill it, right? The age old saying in Magic is, oh, it dies to a kill spell or it dies to burn, right? Dies to lightning bolt. But in this card game, it doesn't really matter if you can burn only one thing, then you're just burning one. They still have the second token, right? And shields, because shields don't, they have 1 health. Anyone can do it. So that's a game thing into itself, right? So with this announcement, it's gonna shake it up. You're gonna see a lot of people between now and the 27th try to get rid of their first forms. They're gonna try to get rid of. Watch, I guarantee it. I guarantee it. If it's anything like Yu-Gi-Oh, an announcement like this is made, people are making speculation. Shoot, I'm making a speculation of what's gonna get hit. So stocks are going low. Buy. Kind of thing. But I'm gonna be honest with you guys. I don't think this announcement. Actually, let's look it up. Let's look at this announcement. We got a couple minutes before. Let me go to TCG player. Let's look at this announcement. Let's see if it's changed anything in regards to cards. Let's look at dual impact. Let's look at good old Barbados real quick. $83. 25. Yeah, nothing's changed. This announcement hasn't changed that market like that. So I believe on the 27th we're gonna see a shakeup if they do end up announcing this. But other than that, there's all speculation on our part. But what do you guys think should be on this ban list? I want to know your guys' description or your guys' reasoning behind it as well, right? If you want my honest opinion, Wing's not gonna get hit. Wing's not gonna get touched at all. And that's because it was 6 out of 8. And that's the thing about Wing. Wing always is a monster at your locals. It's a monster at your locals, monster at NTC. When it comes to regionals and when it comes to events like this, it fitters. It pitters out. Why? Why? Because obviously, it still loses to Rush. Like it needs to consistently go up against Rush. If it goes up against any mid game, oh dude, wing all day, right? But because it's weenie Rush, it's just they drop so many bodies down a turn, and then they just hold off on them, and then they just start swinging out, right? Or they start pinging your blockers to where like the trade's no longer favorable. They try to beat you on like the top three turns. So when you get your one blocker, they already have like 3 or 4 bodies out. That's half your that EX base and all that. So that's why people run like the 6 HP bases. But even then, I don't know. But that's my say. That's my say. I think this ban list is going to be crazy. I did say it was supposed to happen at the end of the year, at the beginning of next year, but it looks like the Bandai gods had other plans. So we'll see. We'll see. So we still got a week until then. Hang on. Keep playing your keep playing your blue purples if you have them. It is we're technically in a tier 0 format. Uh, but it's not as bad as Yu-Gi-Oh. So there's still you can still win against Barbados Rush. You just gotta kind of already anticipate it. Like my locals, we don't have a lot of aggro players. We have like maybe 1, 2 aggro players, and the rest we're all mid game. So mid game to late game. So yeah, that's the cool thing about my locals. So if you're ever in the Southern California area, give us a holler. We'd love to see you guys. Until then, take care and be safe. Bye.